What's up, everybody? Another episode of Hell's Kitchen. Is a seafood lobster roll the same as a seafood slider? We're going to find out next. Let's get it.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I'm doing it for Frank.
Hold it down. Hey, there we go. What? Slide. We got the fire lights. DJ Commitment in the building.
Hey.
Ping, bing, 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 bing. Booyaka, booyaka, booyaka. We do need those horns, whatever they're called, when they're in the club. Yeah. They shoot their little confetti, little nasty confetti. Right.
Nasty, you say?
Like, why is there confetti right now? Oh, man. What's up?
There it is. That's it.
Got the horn. Get it.
They make
DJ
the girls take their
Commitment.
clothes off.
DJ Commitment.
In the building all day,
In
every
the building all day, every day.
Exclusive.
Oh, now you got your voice back.
Exclusive.
I thought her mic was muted. I'm playing.
Okay, it's all right. You get all the tags you need tonight.
Oh, is that right?
Yep.
Oh,
Because I'm coming back stronger than ever the next time we come back here.
You always get me though. Like,
I know, that's why I'm letting you have your night. Tonight's your night. It's all about you. Frank isn't here,
Okay.
to talk about hot tub stuff.
Right. Hallelujah. Thank God for that. What's up, everybody? It's Gonsalves here for another episode of Hell's Kitchen. I'm always excited to be with y'all and talking about some food and getting it cracking in the hotness with me by herself. Just me and her. Just me and you.
Just the two. Two different songs.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Can you just follow me, please?
Just the
We just found out, like, we're, birthdays are like a few days apart. We're supposed to be in sync.
Yes.
Hello.
Sorry.
Everybody, it's Rhavin McSweaney.
Hey.
Hey.
What's up? It's your girl, Rhavin with the V McSweaney here. Please excuse the extra raspiness. I'm a little under the weather.
She's trying to be sexy.
It's all natural, but it's a little extra mannish tonight, so I apologize, everybody.
Apology. I'm sure no one is tripping off of that. Apologizing.
Don't get me loud
man.
tonight.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not
it's
trying
okay.
to be
It's okay.
screaming at you, okay?
Hey.
Okay.
It's all love. It's all love.
Me.
Yeah, so let's talk about Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah.
We have, we were left off kind of with a little bit of a cliffhanger. Jeff Ramsay. It's going to be one of them.
Lynn's feeling under the weather too,
Evidently.
if you haven't noticed.
Evidently. Chef Ramsay ends up telling, after the last person was eliminated, that because they were off the blue team,
Right.
they basically now are kind of
Time
uneven,
to shake some things up.
right? So he tells the red team, because they have two up on them, that they need to deliberate and find out who's going to go over to the blue team and figure that out. So that's kind of where we were left off. So when the episode started, the red team is deliberating on who should go over to the blue team. And of course, our buddy, Sneaky Andrew, always trying to do his little thing, wants it to be Ryan, because he says that Ryan is his. He kind of names two people, but I think he really is referring to Ryan mostly, because he says that that's his biggest competition. So he feels like if Ryan goes over to the blue team, he can maybe stand out more on the red team. And
How do you feel about that?
How do I feel about
Him saying that his biggest
that?
competition should be on the other team? Because honestly, if that's his biggest competition, she goes to the next side. Doesn't that mean she'll be succeeding in all the challenges
Well,
against
not
them, or do
necessarily.
you want to win with them?
Not
until
necessarily.
You can...
He's been on the blue team, right? So
Right.
he knows how they operate. I feel like his mentality is that if she goes over there, then what'll happen is she might suffer and she might disappear on that team as opposed to stand out. I think that's what he's thinking.
That's what
may
he's
happen.
hoping
That's what he's
with that
hoping.
thought?
That's
Okay.
what he's hoping. Obviously, if she's and actually, I believe it was him or it was someone else that said, "Hey, and they're kind of, coaxing everybody because no one really wants to go. Let's keep it all the way real.
Right.
And one person, I think it was Andrew, that said, hey, if you go over there, you're going to stand out and it's going to look good,
But that really could happen.
It really could happen,
It's
but
funny.
for him, he wants it to be the opposite. If she fails over there and isn't as strong as she's been on the red team, then he could look better. I mean, either way, it's a chicken move. I don't like Andrew.
Right,
I
right.
think he's a piece of doo-doo.
Doo-doo.
Doo-doo. So, DJ Commitment on it.
AKA Stephen Lemieux. Mew, mew, mew.
Ones and twos and threes. So anyway, I could care less about him, and I don't like him. So I think any move at this point is always a chicken move. It's always whatever he's doing. It's trying to set himself up to look better than what he is.
Right.
He talks too much. He tries to make himself better than what he. I could care less. So anyway, Ryan is the one. They do announce that she's the one that does go over. So she ends up getting the nomination. And Devin, over in the blue team, is super excited, like he has a chance, but because she's hot, he's like, oh yeah. And it just looks really creepy.
It's really thirsty.
He's super, super thirsty. And I'm like, bruh, come on,
Get your head in the game, bro.
Come on, man. Like, stop it. Like, but
It's totally
yeah,
not going to help your skills
at
in
all,
the kitchen.
at all. So yeah, he's excited. So then we find out what the challenge is. And so Chef Ramsay pulls up all of these, what are they called? I always forget. The domes that have food
my
under
gosh,
them. It's
someone
just a
told
name,
it.
right? We went over this before, right?
Didn't Wendy tell us?
Somebody told us. I think it even might have been last season with our girl Ariel. She might have told us. Anyway, those metal dome things that the food is in, he has several of them, and he pulls them up, and they're all hamburgers, different types of hamburgers, award-winning hamburgers that he pulls up. One of them is actually from his restaurant, burger restaurant in Las Vegas, which I still need to go. I see it. What is it?
Basting cover.
Basting cover. Thank you, DJ Commitment.
I think it was another name for it. Thank you, though.
I appreciate it. So we have the basting cover, and he pulls all those up. And so the challenge is basically that, sliders is the challenge, because his reasoning is when you can take different types of burgers and put it all on one plate, that's the whole point of having a slider and why a slider is created. So their job then is to make sliders, and they're going to be judged on how well they do the sliders. And they have seafood, lamb, beef, poultry, and I believe pork. And so they have 40 minutes to do this, but it's a little bit of a twist because their ingredients are they have to slide down, hence the term slide. They have in the back, they have this inflatable big like jumpy thing, those jumpy things, and then you slide, and then the balls, right? The little plastic balls. So the balls, why are you laughing?
I'm sorry.
The balls have the ingredients. So they have to pick 4 ingredients out of those balls that they want after choosing the protein that they're using. Got it? I love how you're laughing. Are you sure you're sick, or is it something else?
I'm sick.
Okay.
But I've been taking drugs to get better.
Seem a little bit of that. I
little
sense
drowsy.
that.
You know that
I
Theraflu
sense
can
that.
put your girl down.
Hey, I get it. Theraflu. There's other types of drugs.
Shut up, don't insinuate I'm on any other drug.
All right. Anyway, so
Hey, Misha. Hey, Reva. Hey, Mary. in
live
the
chat.
Yeah.
Live chat. Shout out. Exclusive. I love it. Oh man, DJ Commitment is the best. All right, so anyway, part of this when it's sliding down, Andrew, the guy I hate, he's taking forever because he has lamb, so he's looking all over for the yogurt
He's
for
so
his
special.
lamb. Yeah, and so he's like all in the balls. And the other team, the 40 minutes is the combination of finding your ingredients and cooking.
It doesn't start after the balls.
Yes,
It starts
yes.
while in the balls.
Right. So, right. Exactly. So as a result of that, he's making his team upset because he's taking forever to find yogurt. And so he finally does find it. So they're a little bit behind the other team. And so they end up starting making their dish. Their different dishes, and the judges are actually burger aficionados. We have Adam Fleischman, who is the founder of Umami Burger, which I really love, and I haven't had in a while.
The ahi tuna burger is good, and they have this new one, carne asada burger, I believe, something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Really good.
I've heard that one's good, but that's the one I need to try.
Okay. I have not been there in a long time, and I've been on this health kick for a while, but since I've regressed during the holidays, I think it's a great time to take advantage.
This is the best
before January hits,
Treat
and then I'm
yourself.
back on. So he's there, and then we have Sang Yoon, who makes this office burger, which I was really intrigued. I kind of wanted to look it up because I feel like it's somewhere in LA. And Christina Wilson, who evidently or actually was a guest on our show last season, and she's season 10 winner of
Right.
Hell's Kitchen, and she
Right.
works for him at the burger restaurant that he has in Vegas. And so they're the judges, and so we have Matt, good old Matt. Woo, this dude. And Matt has been the dude, like he's the hardcore dude. He's the one.
I've been praying for his growth, dude. I have.
Your prayers ain't working.
I know.
Because he's not. I mean, he's
I'm not
so
being specific enough.
he's bullheaded. He's very bullheaded in what he does, and it's like he always thinks that his is the best, and that you can't critique his stuff, and if you do, you don't know what you're talking about. I mean, this has happened on several different occasions.
Yeah.
And so, anyway, brings up what he called Sifu Slider, which really was a lobster roll. And so, like, they're all looking at it, including Chef Ramsay, and they're like, well, what is this? And he's like, oh, it's a seafood slider. And they're like, no, it's lobster roll. And he's like, well, on the East Coast, that's what we... And then Christina is like, actually, I live on the East Coast, and there's a distinct difference between a seafood slider and a lobster roll. So thank you very much. Anyway, he just
because he could have made it into like a patty as opposed to.
And that's what was told to him by one of the judges, is that you could have made it into a patty, but he didn't do that. Anyway, he's up against Paulie, and Paulie ends up, of course, getting the better of that particular matchup. We have Shayna and Heather, and they both get beef, which I think is pretty easy. Heather gets the one up on that one. We have Heidi and Devin. They do poultry, and Heidi gets the point. And then we have Ryan and Andrew, who do lamb. Mm-hmm. And then actually Ryan bests Andrew on that, which even though he had that good old yogurt that he took forever, it didn't help him
do anything.
because his burger still sucked. So the yogurt did nothing.
So Ryan's lamb trumped his.
It's boo-boo. And so Wendy and Kimberly, last, they get pork. And so after everything is totaled, it ends up being a tie. And so the tiebreaker goes to who has the best overall burger. And it was Heidi for the red team.
Chicken slider.
Exactly. So she got the overall point, and she was super excited. She was like, whoa! She felt like she won $1 million.
I know. Have we seen her win?
I don't know.
Like
I can't recall her winning like an actual full-on challenge.
So that's why, yeah.
Yeah.
Go
And
girl.
I think it was really good because she's one of those type that she's kind of been middle of the road. She hasn't been really great, but hasn't really bad. And she really needs, like, now that it's a narrowing down, she needs to stand out in a good way in order to kind of, assert herself and hopefully get that black jacket.
Good
so
for Heidi.
Yeah, I think this was really good for her. And of course, because, it allowed her whole team to win. So that's always good. And as a result, they got to go to the Playboy Mansion. Mm-hmm. And the blue team did not get to go there with them. They actually had to clean the LA River.
That's disgusting.
Yes. But Wendy...
Like a portion of it, just a part?
Just
how do you just clean the whole damn river?
Well, they actually had to drain the river. And then after draining the river, they had to clean the bottom.
We needed somebody on this week to really give us some insight about that punishment.
Exactly. It's for real. For real. It looked bad. I mean, it was really just cleaning trash. Really just cleaning trash.
They could have done that at the beach.
Anywhere, really. But they chose the LA River. And Wendy was actually annoying everybody because... first of all, she's, she had mentioned that she's a self-proclaimed, person that likes the earth and is into the environment and thinks we should take care of the environment. Yeah, And so, but she was just annoying everybody because she was like, oh, this is great. And I love this. And, then she's like, oh my gosh, I'm allergic to this. And, I think she said something like, is this poison ivy? Because I'm allergic to that. And then I think it was Shayna was like, everybody's allergic to poison ivy. Like, you're not the only one, dear. So get your life. So yeah, everybody was not thinking, her. We go over to we go over to the Playboy Mansion, and Matt
going down in the grotto.
Oh man, they loving it. I mean, both the guys and girls were just like, oh my gosh, Playboy Mansion, this is a big deal. Matt kind of thinks all the women are like him, which
That's that
is
John
very,
B. Stigma, I think.
Right.
Seriously.
I'm like, come on, dude. But that just matches up with his personality because he never thinks his food is bad. He thinks everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like he just thinks too much of himself, and it's like, bro, I don't think so. I think these girls are not into you. Like, let's keep it all the way real. But he was thinking that, and he's dancing for them in the grotto, and you know, they're laughing at him, not with him. So anyway, that was all going on. So let's get into dinner service. So we, of course, another dinner service upon us, and you know, it all starts off as normal, red team against the blue team. We really don't see much with prep this particular episode. Probably nothing crazy went down.
Right.
And so it starts off, and then Ryan
I
is
was
kind
thinking
of
about our guest for service.
what's that?
I was thinking about the guest for the dinner service.
Oh, the celebrity guest.
Yeah, because
Yes.
I know Crystal Hefner came back, but Drew Scott, who we had on Top Model.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and his brother, right?
Yes. Both
We
of
had
them
them
were
on Top
on.
Model last season.
Oh, okay.
They're really cool and funny.
Yes. They were on, and then
Melissa Rivers.
Melissa Rivers was on, exactly. I mean, it wasn't too much with them, and like I think one of the twins like was kind of like, where's my, kind of, but they didn't get kind of crazy, and they were, in of course the chef table, both of them. It's funny how they split up the twins. I was interesting. I was like, they didn't keep them together, but okay, that's how they're gonna do it. And so Ryan was kind of asserting, one thing that I did fail to mention is that she was kind of asserting herself as like the leader automatically during prep. And so they were kind of just like, okay, well, you kind of need to prove yourself. Like, you just can't come in here.
You were like a little late in the game.
Yeah,
like, where is all this coming from?
But because she's now over there, she's trying to assert herself as the leader. And so she...
I would feel like that too. That's why I'm here.
Yeah, but at the end token, it's not like he said, okay, you're going to go over there and whoever's going to go over there is going to lead the blue team. He just said, you just need another body, and that's so we can make it even. But she's going over there thinking that, and so, and it's not like she shouldn't, because
I was going to say, because you sound like a hater for a second.
No, I'm not. Can I finish?
Okay.
No, I'm not hating. I'm just saying that she's asserting herself. They're not liking it. She is the best person on that team. Let's keep it all the way real. But
Like all the way real.
All the way real. She's the best person on that team. But at the same time, if you go over there guns blazing out the gate, people are gonna be like, nah, slow your roll. You just got here. So you're gonna have some opposition. Like, that's with anything. You got to kind of warm up and see how things go. And maybe if it's not working, well, obviously it's not working because they don't do well. But
right, they need to be proving themselves.
Well, but still, I mean, there's a way to do things. And she kind of just came in and, whatever she did. But the irony is, what I was getting to is that when the crab cakes, she was on crab cakes for appetizers, and she sends up cold crab cakes. So, and there was kind of someone made mentions like, see, there you go. You're not that good. So stop it. We see Matt is upset with Kimberly because he's on his station, and Kimberly is helping him on his station. There's kind of two people on each station, and then Kimberly leaves the station because appetizers, whoever's on app, needs help, and so he then has to be by himself on his proteins and what he was cooking. And so he felt like slighted, and so he's overcooking. He ends up overcooking the lobster tail, which is what he had to do. And then now he's upset because it's like, yo, she left me, and now I was fending for myself. We have Shayna, who had some, he called watery garnish. I don't know what it is, how bad it was, but it was really bad. It was watery. And I feel like garnish is like, if you mess up on garnish, is like the easiest thing. It's literally the sides and the toppings that go onto the proteins, So if you kind of mess up garnish, it's like, come on, like, stop. So she was kind of messing up. And then we have Chef Rhavin, of course, gets upset and does his move where he pulls the whole team into the pantry.
Storeroom.
Right? Pulls them into the pantry.
You see the door slam and the camera shake.
Right. They actually didn't do that feature this time. I was waiting for it. I was like, oh, is it going to shake? Oh no, it didn't. Oh,
They just cut that part, but
maybe
it
they
still
forgot.
shook when you're
Yeah.
watching it in your mind.
I did it. It's okay.
It's gonna always shake.
Right. Again,
You
drugs.
know the
drugs.
You know the
Mind.
door is being slammed.
I'm just saying, ladies and gentlemen, you know.
I can't believe you're coming for me to by
I'm not
myself.
coming.
I cannot
I'm not
wait till
coming
Frank
for you. I'm
comes
just
back.
saying, like when you say stuff like that, you know.
Shut up, Lim.
Anyway, so he pulls them into the pantry, and then they begin to argue with one another, of course, because no one wants to listen to anybody. And Matt is kind of, you know, thinking he's, you know, he's kind of taking the blame. He's like, oh, like everybody's against him, so to speak, and that's kind of how he's been the whole time. So I don't think anything helps. Like nothing is accomplished with him in there. They come out, they continue service. Wendy actually ends up, she's cooking chicken, and which was a weird looking chicken. Like I was like, what kind of, it was flat. I don't know, maybe the way it was like cut up or whatever, but it was just, I thought it was awkward looking chicken.
Okay.
Yeah, it just looked awkward. But they're asking her about like, give us a time, you know, give us how much time, and she's like, she's just cooking away, not paying attention to anybody, not anything like that. And so, and then she ends up putting up the chicken, and it's raw. So, of course, raw chicken is the worst.
By far.
Exactly. You can't do nothing with that. And so, of course, she gets scolded for that. Kimberly puts up dry beans.
So dry garnish
Right.
versus
the
wet garnish.
Right. Interesting, right? Mm-hmm. She puts up dry beans, and then Chef Ramsay's had it, so he kicks that entire team out, right? And so red team is gone. Donezo. Get up out of here. And so then now we're at the blue team now. And then now Wendy's on some steak, and she overcooks that steak. She's undercooked the chicken, and she overcooked the steak. And I think with Wendy, it's just one of those things. It's like, and someone had mentioned, it's like when she gets flustered, it's like hard for her to really, you know, overcome that. It's very difficult.
Bounce back struggle.
Exactly. Very much so. And so she cooks, sends up a well-done steak, and the blue team gets couched. So he kills everybody. Red and blue team get kicked out. And I feel like we've seen it, but we've seen like one or the other. And then, you know, whoever's not getting kicked out, they kind of make up for it.
I feel like both teams may get kicked out like once a season.
Yeah.
At least once a season.
Yeah. This might have happened. This might be the second. I don't know for sure. Maybe somebody in the chat could verify. But either way, they're both gone. So they don't even finish dinner service. Poor diners, they don't get their food. We don't know what happens. Poor celebrities, they just, oh well, we're not gonna eat. And so there you go. So now, of course, both teams need to deliberate, and the blue team is deliberating. And as I said before with Ryan, she, you know, again, asserting herself as the head person in that team, she starts pointing out everyone else's faults. Like, you did this,
Right.
so-and-so did this, so-and-so did this. And yeah, you need to, you know, answer for that. And so I can't remember who it was, but somebody was like, what about them crab cakes? Okay. them cold crab cakes you set up like at the beginning. What about that? And it was hilarious because she was just like, yeah, that's nothing. Like, we don't need to dwell on that. Like, like really?
That was nothing.
Yeah, no, that was nothing. Like the other stuff was really bad. So
That wasn't like pretend.
yeah, no, I think she really said. I mean, she said it. I mean, they didn't put words in her mouth. But this is the thing, and I'll ask you this: like, you know, I know you're Team Ryan, but at some point in time, you have to own up for your mistakes.
I'm all about owning up for mistakes. I don't care who you are. You could be Jesus. You have to take accountability. If you mess up, you mess up. Move on. Learn from it.
Right.
But you can't learn from much if you can't even accept that there was a mistake to learn from. So I'm not a fan of anybody that doesn't take responsibility for their actions. And that's Matt all day too. And that was always Johnny. And, you know,
Yeah.
that's how it is. I'm not a fan of that.
Not a fan. Well, I really, for me, I was cool with her asserting herself, you know, up to that point, even though I think she could have maybe have it a different way. But I championed, you know, I was like, okay, you're going to assert yourself, do it, handle it, do well. But then to, you know, and not like she did a grave mistake, but to not own up to it and try to put the finger on everyone else, that's not a good leader, in my opinion. So for me, you know, and I jumped on the bandwagon. I feel like
I
it
wanna
was
say
last
maybe,
week.
hopefully,
I was with y'all.
there was some editing where maybe she did, and they just.
You just don't
Kinda
want to
put
see
it
no fault on
together.
her. Interesting.
I'm not happy I'm not happy that she didn't accept.
You're just not happy. I'm not happy.
I'm not happy that she didn't take responsibility. Because I feel like as a leader, you should be like, okay, that was my bad.
Right.
But I can sit here and say that was my bad. What about you guys?
Right.
But if you're not even doing that, I don't know. Yeah. I still like you, Ryan.
Well, she did. The one thing she did say after the fact, which I don't know necessarily made up for it, but she was just like, you know, if you go home, or you go home, or if I go home, we need to make sure, blah, 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 blah. So she did include herself in that. But I think that was also, she had already kind of set the precedent. So I think that was just a gimme. Like, they're not going to send her. They're not going to vote her in, you know, type thing. So, and they didn't, you know, so kudos to that, which I don't think she needed to be up anyway.
Right.
She just came over the team. You can't put her up for, you know, there's other people that consistently has not done well. The red team, I mean, they just argued. They just, there was no like order. There was no anything. I mean, I feel like Matt was the champion of the argument. You know, he was kind of at the forefront just because of his personality, and he feels like everyone's against him, and it just kind of continued from when they were in the storage room.
Which doesn't make anything any better.
Right. No, not at all. But yeah, they just argued the entire time. So, you know, we go up, you see them both go up during the actual after deliberation, excuse me.
I'm silently
Yeah.
correcting your grammar, Lim. I don't know if you guys see his
corrected
shirt.
it myself.
Whatever, but I was already, it
corrected it.
sticks out in my head when I hear it come out of your mouth.
Anyway,
He judges people silently by his shirt, and he's not even speaking correctly himself.
Did I not correct? Did I see?
Himself.
See what you get? See?
You did. But I corrected myself.
The devil is a liar.
Don't make me yell.
Oh, I'm just saying. You know, you see what happens. You know, pointing them fingers. Anyway, so they go out with Chef Ramsay.
Hand over here.
What? My hand is
Keep
in
it
the
on
middle.
your side.
Hey, it's a middle. I'm right over here. Like,
Shoot.
stop. You can't. This is my area too.
Don't come over here with it.
You know what? You got cooties anyway. So sick
Don't
self.
push your drink over
So
here.
sick self. Whatever. Anyway, as I was stating. Oh, I'm gonna get in trouble wearing this shirt because everybody gonna be like, "Oh, okay, let's see you mess up." Like I just feel
Everyone's
that.
gonna wait for your demise because of that.
I don't care. I can handle it. I can handle it.
Okay, Mr. I take responsibility.
Yeah, I do. Amen. Praise him. So, as I was saying, no, you have cooties. No, I don't want to get sick. I'm just saying, like,
You left me hanging. This is the outside of my hand. This is the outside of my hand. This is the black side.
I got you. Okay.
This is the germ side.
okay.
Nah, take your
Okay.
hand.
Well,
You just embarrassed me on national podcast. That's rude.
Just
It's all
embarrassed you.
good. I got my girls
When
in
you
the
were in
chat
that
room.
sweater, and then you're saying I embarrassed you, like.
Wow. OMG.
I love you, Rhavin. I love you, Rhavin. You know I love you. McSweaney, Tim McSweaney. That's what
So
I'm just saying. That's
Reba
my
Williams
next.
says she feels that this season there is not a lot of real standouts. No one is excelling.
We've said that earlier, yeah.
Yeah.
But you guys keep putting Ryan up though, which I think she's been good, but she hasn't stood out at all.
And for Mary, she says also, I get that Wendy had a great palate, but I think she was surprising Chef send home Shayna over Wendy. I think she's over Wendy. Palette.
She's over Wendy. Oh yeah.
I think that's what
I
she's
think
saying.
that was. I mean, with Wendy, I definitely think that was good for her, but she hasn't been consistent in that. I think she just had a shining moment, and that's kind of it. Just like we had with Heidi. Heidi had a shining moment, but can she continue that? That remains to be seen.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
that'll boost up her performance.
But I do agree with the person in the chat because again, we don't. There hasn't been a standout, and I think just like but last season, I mean, Ariel, who won, she definitely stood out. I mean, she stood out from like midway through, kind of even more towards the beginning. She was just really good.
Yeah, she was.
So I mean, we'll see how it turns out. But yeah, there isn't really a standout. And I think again, not to peek at going into predictions yet, but I think Ryan, depending on how she does on the blue team, could definitely excel. And I think she should, and I think that will put her at a different level than everyone else if she can do that. But that remains to be seen. So we'll see. So the people end up going. Now, see,
I'm not even saying
I know,
anything. I'm not
yeah,
even coming
yeah,
for you.
right,
You coming
right,
for me so
right.
extra hard. It's all right, because I'm gonna have you so good the next time we're here.
Is that right? You're gonna
So
store. You're gonna
good.
store up. It's over.
Wait,
It's
you
over.
just wait.
Okay.
Wait till I get my voice back.
Right, ladies and gentlemen,
son.
you said she's coming for me.
I
Like she
am,
said.
all day,
Oh,
every
and
day.
Frank's probably watching this, and he's
Yes,
like,
I
"Yeah,
can't wait to have my boy back.
whatever." Anyway, bring it, bring it. So the red team sends up Matt and Kimberly, and the blue team sends up Wendy and Shayna. None of these I'm surprised about. Maybe, well, with Wendy, maybe I think she didn't need to go up this time. I mean, she didn't do well, but I guess when you have, you're getting down to it's loud. Why is that so loud? You're literally, it was like stereo drinking. Why?
I was thirsty.
Oh my God.
Liam, leave me alone.
But it like took me out of my whole.
I tried to move out away from the mic.
You did not do a good job. You just didn't do a good
I
job
really
at that.
hate you right
You
now.
did
I
not
can't
do
even.
I didn't do anything. She could have
I
had a
cannot.
big gulp. Took a little mug of water.
My body is
You were
dehydrated.
drinking it.
I'm
you
dying.
You just ran it down
Man,
the
get
field.
to elimination.
I'm trying to. Stereo gulper. Anyway, so
Hey, JJ. I'm just gonna ignore Lim. I'm just gonna talk to our
Right.
AfterBuzz in the chat room from now on.
Okay, good. You do that. So everyone gives their piece as normal. He asked everybody, and I think everybody said what they needed to say. But again, I think he had already made up his decision. So the first person he sends home is Shayna, which I was sad because I like Shayna.
But did you see it coming?
I mean, it was eventually.
But did you see it coming that night?
I no, I didn't see it coming that night. No, I did not. I did
Yeah, I
not.
think that was like.
Yeah.
I think that was a sucker punch.
Yeah, I thought if it was between Wendy and Shayna, I mean, it was between 4 people technically. So I think Matt should have been like A1, get up out.
Yeah.
I think Kimberly is super wishy-washy. I think Kimberly, Wendy, and Shayna are kind of, to me, all on the same level as far as like they like have highs and lows, but none of them are like extremely consistent. So, but I mean, all of them could be susceptible to go home. But I felt like the first person he should have called was Matt. He ended up calling Matt. She was the second person to go home. So he did go home, which I was glad for that because I was tired of his mouth.
I think almost anyone could see that one coming.
Yeah. And then just the way, even leaving, like it was just so like wasn't thankful of the opportunity. And at one point he had said that when he's like, well, this was back. I'm kind of going back a little bit, but he was talking about when he was getting his critique for his lobster roll, which he tried to say was a slider. And he was just like, oh man, I make money as a chef. And I'm like, then what are you doing on this show?
Yeah, why are you here?
Yeah, what are you doing on this show?
What
Like,
do you need this for?
right. Like, you're not doing that great because you wouldn't be on this show trying to get this position. So I feel like his whole demeanor the entire time, and like when he got eliminated and how he reacted, that he was just,
His whole demeanor really sucks because I would have liked to have had him on as a guest on our show, but he wasn't messing with us. Bad attitude, man.
That's true too. He
Bad
wasn't messing with
attitude.
nobody. But I mean, the thing is, he went home and he needed to go home. It was time for him to go home, and I'm glad that he no longer has to. We have to deal with that attitude, and I think Chef Ramsay is the same way because all he did was give attitude all the time,
Yeah.
all the time,
Absolutely.
all the time.
And it sounds like everyone's in agreement on the chat room.
Boom.
Hey, Sarah girl. Yeah, we feel you.
As
was
far
time.
as Shayna, just because I like Shayna a lot as a contestant. I like her character. Obviously, we've been on
Her
the show
personality's
twice.
fun.
Personality is dope. So I did not want her to go home. I thought, as far as her cooking level, between the 3 of them, Kimberly, Wendy, and Shayna, I thought they were all kind of the same. So
Wait, isn't there Heather too?
no, it was Matt and Kimberly, Wendy and Shayna.
Oh,
Those
JK.
4, yeah. So anyway, but she did go home, so that sucks. So we don't have her anymore. Kimberly and Wendy got to go back. So that being said, it's I don't know. I mean, 2 double elimination. that means it's getting. I mean, if it hasn't been real yet, it's really getting real.
Right.
Because
Down to the wire.
you're getting down to the wire. 6 people. If he continues, or if the show continues to do what they did before, then 6 people. When it gets down to 6, that's Black Jacket. So we're nearing that corner at this point. Let's get into predictions because I want to figure out what you think.
Do you?
I do. I want to hear from you.
Your AfterBuzz TV.
I want to hear
Predictions.
Well, now that
Can you wait for the music to go? Thank you. Because it's important music. Thank you.
Lim, you know what?
I love you. So anyway, as you were saying,
Ooh, Lord, give me the strength.
hallelujah. Call him.
Now that Shayna is gone, I mean, I always said Ryan and Shayna were my girls because I don't see a guy. I do not see a guy, and I'll say it again this week. I do not see a guy winning this season of Hell's Kitchen. It's not happening.
Okay.
Ryan needs to step it up. She can't be this close. She can't just be
Agreed.
one step ahead. She has to be multiple steps ahead, 10 steps ahead. So I'm hoping that she steps it up for real. I'm riding with Ryan.
Okay. Do you think, when you say, just question, when you say that Ryan is not going to be a guy at all, do you think that the top 2 could be, let's say, Ryan and a guy, and then Ryan win? Or you think a guy won't even make to the top 2?
I find it hard to believe that a guy will make it to the top 2.
Okay.
I do. I really do. I mean, you never know. Heidi might really step her game up. Or
Possible.
Kim.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like there were some good moments. And,
Right.
I mean, Wendy's. There's some good moments.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I just cannot see it being a guy
Okay.
with Ryan.
With Ryan.
Because Ryan's gonna be in the top,
Okay.
hands down.
Okay. All right. Good predictions. Let's see. I agree that Ryan does need to step it up. I think that looking at the scope of everyone there left, I think that she is the best, but she needs to do more. And I think
Exactly.
that her going over to the blue team probably will, if she plays it right, would be very advantageous for her and could make her excel. But if she plays into the whole situation where it's like, oh, I'm good, and I'm just gonna kind of coast, I think it could catch up to her tremendously. So I think she needs to, play the game in the sense that when I say play the game, just basically like, buckle down, do what she needs to do. If she's gonna take a leadership role, do that, but lead by example. Don't just point fingers like she was doing in the deliberation that we saw. I'm curious to see where Andrew goes from here. Like, I really think if Andrew, and this is just keeping it real, if Andrew was on any other season, he would have been gone already. Like, just that, there it is. He just would have been gone because he's not that good. He's just not. Like, he's not really done well. Like, he's had moments, but everyone's had moments. Like, he hasn't been consistent whatsoever. And I think he talks way too much.
That's kind of weird. There's usually at least 1 or 2
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know. At this, especially at this point,
a little frustrating.
It is frustrating. One thing is too. I think his boo will last longer than he will, though.
Heather?
Yes, I think
Okay.
she will last longer than him, for sure. And I think she also has the potential to do well. Kind of maybe can get in that top 2 with Ryan. I think if it's going to be any of the girls, I think she would be the one to do it. So it'll be curious to see, what goes from there.
Who do you think is going to go home next?
I mean, looking at the elimination tonight, I think I think it'd be Wendy, to be honest. Like I think Wendy, and only I say Wendy just because she gets frustrated so easily, and it takes her out. So I think if she has another, because she was already up for elimination, if she has another moment where she gets frustrated, the same thing's gonna happen, and then it's gonna be over for her, like hands down.
So JJ in our chat room says Devin is the only hope for the men.
Devin,
Yeah, I
Creepy
think that's
Devin.
funny too. Mary, she agrees with me. She doesn't see another guy being in the top. She thinks it's going to be Heather, Heidi, and Ryan on the final 3.
Heather, Heidi, and Ryan. Okay, I could see that. I could see that.
So very
see that.
interesting. And as always, thanks for the feedback.
Yeah, absolutely.
In
And
our
I think
chats.
just to piggyback on Devin, I think of the guys, he is the one. Like, I think he's the one. If anybody is going to do anything, like, I definitely think he'll make it to the top 6. I mean, easy. But I think that if anybody's going to the potential to make it to the top 2.
As far as a guy.
As far as a guy would be Devin. I don't think so. I agree with you in that, it's probably going to be 2 ladies. But if anyone's going to do it, and it remains to be seen, because he could step it up if he stops googling eyes at Ryan. He probably
Focus,
step
tunnel
up. Right.
vision.
Yeah, just cook, man. Cook real good food.
What's that saying? I know you know it. I'm touching you, getting you all cootie hands.
Cooties.
What is it? You can lose money chasing women, but you can't. Wait, you'll lose money chasing women, but you won't lose women chasing money. Something like that. You've never heard that?
No.
It's something to that extent, but like
I
if you keep your
understand-
eye on the
right.
prize
I
and focus on your
understand
craft,
what you're
the
saying.
women will come. But if
Right.
you're focused more on the women,
Right.
you'll lose out on all the opportunity of your success in your craft.
Got it.
To make a long story short, I got it from a movie. I don't remember which movie.
Okay.
You know what? I hate you.
No, I
I was trying to have a moment with you. I touched your
I
hand.
had a moment.
and- no.
The moment was there.
Bye.
I shared it with you.
Felipe.
I shared
Bye,
it with you.
Felipe.
Oh, that being said, chase money, not women, according to Rhavin.
Don't talk to me.
That's what? I'm trying to get it right. I believe. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's been our show. We want to thank you for tuning in. We had fun.
You had fun.
We had a good time. Me and Rob, we had a good time. We stop it. That's
I had fun with my chat room AfterBuzzers. Shout out to you guys, JJ, Mary, Misha, Sarah, and I might be forgetting someone else, but you guys are all awesome.
very awesome. Rhavin is awesome. She's awesome. I love Rhavin. Yes.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I was glad to be here tonight, even though I'm sick. Rhavin with a V.
Shout out to that.
McSweaney. And until next time, because we're on hiatus, right?
I believe so. But if we're not, we'll be here. Just so you know.
Yeah.
But I believe we will be off for the holidays. So check your local listings.
Get it together, Len.
I'm correcting my own grammar. I'm silently correcting my own grammar. Check your local listings to make sure if we're on during the holidays. If Hell's Kitchen is on, we will be here. Please believe. I've been Lim Gonsalves. And you can always find me at the Poet Saint all day, every day. Also check my website out, stayonthemic.com. You already gave your spill.
Yeah.
You want to give it again?
Rhavin with a V.
Yeah.
Holla at me.
Holla at
B
you.
stays busy.
Yeah. We're going to get her some tea. We're going to play. I'm going to put some blessed oil.
Get your hand from over here.
on your cootie heads. So I proclaim healing. All right, y'all. Until next time, we'll see you.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.